Zoom in a little bit.
Let's make this bigger. Are we
How do we know?
live?
It's live now.
Let's do it. How do you make sure to check on your comments and whatnot? Over there to the left. Yeah, cool. So, perfect, man. Well, we are back again. Share with friends.
Nah, How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So we haven't done a show. We made sure to look this up, right? We haven't done a show since. We haven't done a show since what, March 2018?
I think it was March 2018, bro. It's been a long time.
That was a long time ago, man. So obviously we want to just come back, and make sure that we always communicate and talk about things we would have talked about on the show. And so, yeah, we have lots of things that we need to catch up on. I mean, we could catch up on personal stuff. We could catch up on news stories. There's a lot of different ways to go. But first, we just want to say, we at least plan to be back bare minimum 10 shows we committed to.
We committed to 10 episodes.
One a week, 10 episodes. And yeah, so no matter how we feel about it, we'll be here.
If you guys don't want to show up, we're going to be here. Don't worry about that. We got plans. Yeah,
we will be here.
Next time, we're not going to be in my sunroom or wherever you call this. We have plans for that. Production should be coming up. Everything should be a little better.
But really, we're just happy to be back. I mean, dude.
We're happy to be back, man.
So
I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Let's recap the first session of the shows, too. So when we first did the show, we were commuting, so it was the drive, right, which we may need to come back to on podcast name as we sit here.
Back and forth to a job where we worked together. We both hated it.
Yeah, we are like professional ping pong players. You guys witnessed our last day. So you witnessed our last day.
Oh, yeah, that was right. We did quit.
We joked about who got fired the whole show. But yeah, so that was super fun. Doing it that way. I mean, you had that Saturn with the roof falling.
Oh, dude, yeah. I got a new car.
It was just...
Wow, yeah. A lot of stuff is happening, guys.
It was just Chicken Little everywhere. But yeah, a lot's happened. So you want to catch them up on just what you've gone through so far and, personally, at least somewhat personal. Obviously, you don't have to get too personal, just what you want to share in the last 2 years. What's up?
Yeah, so there's a lot more new stuff coming out. Sorry, guys. A lot of things been changing.
Do you have a dip in? Are you dipping?
I wish I did. No, I have sunflower seeds. I just need a little snap.
All right.
A lot of stuff's changed. And more of that will come out over the next couple weeks, months, hopefully years as we keep on doing this. For now, yeah, new job, have a new kid, new car, new house, pretty much new everything. I'm brand new. But I mean, nothing too important. I'm more excited about what all you guys have to say and what you guys want to talk about. We both were talking about it before the show, and your guys' cooperation was what made the first one special. So hopefully we can get the same level of support and participation from our quote unquote fans, mostly just our family and friends.
Yeah, exactly. We know enough people that it feels good, So,
but obviously, I mean, this season is going to come out. We'll knock the dust off a little bit. I'm sure we'll get back into politics and screaming at you guys and calling you idiots all the time and trying to teach you
saying words we shouldn't say,
pissing you off.
Yeah,
but I've grown up. I mean, that was 4 years ago. I've grown up. A lot of stuff's changed. My perspective's changed. Hopefully, we get a lot smarter, more entertaining. We can give you guys better content, which is what we're going to be focused on the next couple weeks. So, thank you. That's my piece.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, what's new with me? Just nothing much. I mean, a lot slimmer cheeks, as you can see.
Oh yeah.
Was just grinding to lose weight, but yeah, just trying to be. Different hair, obviously, but just trying to mature, trying to be smarter, just trying to learn constantly in terms of life. Still at the same job since the last time you saw me, so nothing much has changed there. Not getting fired anymore, as Julian would say.
Yeah,
so
we both held jobs down for, 2 years straight now?
Yeah, at least. So, yeah, it feels pretty good, but honestly, it just feels good to be back and talking to people, and that's a question that we get all the time. So I don't know, it's pretty cool just to be back and actually talking to you and realize like where we started was just very humble beginnings of just pressing play on a live video and getting it going. So we're trying to just get back to having fun, joking with you guys, but talking about stuff that we're actually interested in. So, I mean, really with that, we wanted to let you guys know that, we wanted to talk about different topics that we did miss out on that we would have enjoyed having conversations with you. So for episode 1, we wrote down a bunch of topics. We're going to kind of bounce back and forth in between those topics. I'm going to give some topics to Julian, let him speak his piece on them, maybe, say something afterwards, and then same for him, and we'll kind of just go back and forth one at a time. And some of these you probably forgot happened, but that's the beauty of it, and we're super stoked. And so, yeah, keep leaving comments, if you want us to talk on other things that have happened that we may not speak about in this one. Hopefully we can get to it and go from there. But we look forward to interacting with you guys more. So comment. We'll try to answer some questions as well. So we will start. You want to start? You want me to start? You want me to say a topic first, or you want to say a topic first?
I'm trying to open my phone up right now. No. How you want to do it? Just go back and forth as fast as possible?
Yeah, I mean, but talk about it how you would want to talk about it, but just how you felt about it, how you remember you felt about it. I mean, when we wrote the list, how did you feel seeing it again? Just kind of discuss. So I'll go first, then I'll say the first topic. So the first topic for you is the Area 51 raid.
Do we have dates? We don't have dates.
I didn't write dates down yet.
If I had to guess, I was a couple years ago. And, bro, I was kind of excited that it was all going to go down. But then it got closer, and I was like, I hope this doesn't happen. And then it's one of those things like, maybe this could be cool. It's like throwing a party. But then, if only a couple people show up, I'd rather nobody show up. So they probably should have canceled at the last minute. But they sent it, and I think, 30, 40 people showed up or something? And
yeah, I don't know if they were counting, their costumes they brought with them.
Dude, 15?
Oh, dude, Area 51, man, that had me crying because I was super pumped about how big it got right away, but I didn't really pay attention to the full story. I just was like, this is going to be hilarious. And the memes they were killing me, man. People were just showing how they were going to pull up to their girl's crib with just one of them little Halo cruisers. Dude, that had me dying, man. But once I saw the date was super far out, I was like, all right, just give them a heads up that, hey, we're planning this, be prepared. And they could have put a whole plan in. So for me, dude, it was comedy. But it went from being ooh, this could really happen. This is going to be crazy. We waited for this. Get them aliens, to just dude, you planned it with 6 months advance. That's not smart if you're trying to be, running to an Area 51 location. They won't just kill you.
Bro, you hit the note. I'm sure there'll be other topics too, but the memes of that were so classic. Just all the photos with E.T., the Halo stuff, the outfits, everything. It's
dude, just sneaking your alien out, just that type of stuff it was awesome.
So, I guess I'll get one for you.
Yeah. What you got?
Where you want me to try and find the oldest one?
Yeah. You start wherever you want. Yeah, if you see a funny one, start with that. I'll erase mine as I go, too.
I'll say, sorry, guys, 1 second. I'm going to start with the Hawaii false alarm. You maybe reminding people about
So, yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. Hawaii sent out to everyone a huge alert, just missing person style of a missile, of a missile gonna hit land and Trump.
Don't forget, this is not a test.
Yeah, this is not. This is not a test. That was, man, that, just to mess up on that level is lets me know that I can make it very far up in government.
Not knowing what the hell you're talking
about. Not knowing any idea of what I'm talking about
but
or
really
doing.
Think, what buttons do you have to press?
In all caps, no, in all caps, too. The message was in all caps.
Even if it was pre-typed, there's there's a button with the glass over it. That's you flip that when there's a nuke about to hit this. And somebody did that, hit it.
I just want to know, is that also attached to the safety precautions? Like, did all that go into effect too? Everyone was being in bunkers, man.
Bro, you know what everybody was doing. You know what? Let's all close our eyes and pretend you get that text. It's not a test. There's a nuclear bomb headed towards.
Oh, some lives were ruined. Some lives were ruined for sure. They were like, "Oh man, my life's about to end." Dude, girlfriends were getting introduced to wives, boyfriends to husbands,
new children to other children.
Yeah. Whole family.
We can't die without not knowing.
Brady Bunch style for sure. Oh, that was probably hilarious.
That's beautiful, man. That's really beautiful. All that love that probably got created.
I'm gonna try to mix serious stuff with jokey stuff, but I'm gonna go because this one we just gotta talk about early, man. The Tide Pod Challenge.
All right, and some of these you guys have to remember, I was a social media ghost during this time for some of them, so I would only hear about it trickling through.
Oh, so you didn't get the good stuff.
So I might not have had the best material for something like this, but I do just remember thinking like social media is a dangerous thing, especially with all the like kids and stuff participating, and like that's when it should click to most people, but it probably doesn't. Like, oh, these people I'm arguing with on here are children. Like, they don't know anything. Like, that should have been a pretty early wake-up call. Like, maybe we should censor what we say, or at least think about what we see. And here we are 2 years, 3 years later, and we still haven't figured it out, so maybe not.
Man, the internet's an unforgivable place, man, and that's what, especially, like, and we talk about this all the time. Like, I'm on Twitter. He, like, is on Twitter if he reads stuff, you know, and that, like, you don't have to be yourself, right? Most people on there are some fake version of someone. They're an avatar. They get to say the wildest stuff. So on there, I mean, you're basically getting crucified. But there's also that side of it. It's like, dude, more people were doing it because of the fad too, and like with attention being where it is now, negative press is probably even bigger than good press. Especially when you look at girls like the Cash Me Outside was literally known for disrespecting her mom on Dr. Phil, and has like a legitimate rap career too. Like she's making money.
What's her name?
Crazy. Bad Baby or something spelled terribly with H's and like. I don't even understand that. We go back to the era where you text like terribly, and no one was putting H's in the spots you put the H's.
Yeah, we originated bad text, and we were there for that. We wrote the book.
Yeah, when you were using at signs as A's and exclamations as I's, and then the upper lower. Yeah, seriously.
Bro, yeah, I won't even dive into those.
Sad, but Darwinism in a way too, man. Like Tide Pod Challenge. Like that's how.
Did anyone die? I mean, you probably know more than me about it.
I guess I don't really.
Did we lose
I feel
anybody?
like people have to die for it to get that bad. But maybe it was just they were eating them on. I guess I don't fully know.
Hey, screw it. All right, so we have on here your favorite show, This Is Us. I never watched it.
Oh, so I never watched it, but I put it on there because it got really big, and I'm sure some of our fans liked it. I'll tell you. So I wanted to put it on there because I want to talk about why I didn't watch it. Because I had heard
that's the Richard I know
that it makes you cry every episode, and I just was not ready to be emotionally invested when I knew that was the case. Like I didn't know anyone who didn't share that sentiment, so I just wasn't ready for. Like there's just certain things like that show 13 Reasons Why. That's not really something that I'm into, you know. So that's kind of why I chose it. But I heard really, really great things. Wanted to talk about, so hopefully some of the people watching can share how they felt about the show, why it is a good watch. I mean, if it's that good to get you emotionally attached every single episode to tears, oh man.
You would think after a couple episodes you could get prepared for it.
Yeah, like that's. I heard the writing's good, man. Like it's no hate.
Put
it's
13
no
Reasons Why on
it's
here.
no
bro.
hate, Arnold.
Retarded. Dang it, here I go.
But we didn't put Dark on there either, and that's a great show. We should do a show on our show, like favorite shows to watch. But yeah, man, This Is Us. Tell us please about it in the comments. I'm sure there's people.
Two guys we never saw talking about it. I'm sure that's.
But I just want to talk about it because it was a hit. It was a hit show, so we're not going to disrespect it. All right, cool. Let's get into some more serious stuff for you. We killed an Iranian general, man. Took out a top Iranian general. How do you feel about that?
1 second.
And you know, hold on. How often do you hear too? Because we're gonna get into more of this stuff, but you know, I always have to say it to you because this is what everyone loves to say to me or to you, which is like, how do you feel about your boy Trump? Because everyone says that too, like, how does Julian feel about his boy Trump? So your boy Trump did this. How do you feel about the killing of that Iranian general and what you know about it?
Just to jog my memory, was this when the Iranian World War III memes were coming out?
This like early January, I think, of this year. Because this is, yeah.
Those were the best. Do you remember that song? That
memes,
Afghanistan. Do you remember
that? Memes might be the greatest invention. And don't get me wrong, GIFs are right behind there. And I hate saying GIFs, even though I know it is GIFs. But I like saying GIFs. That's just how I say it. And I like just rolling with it. But memes, dude, memes are just one of the greatest things to ever. Because they could always keep coming back with the new things that go on in the world. So you see, you know, memes getting reused all the time. Sorry,
No. That's a good point. I was just talking to somebody about memes. Like, they are beautiful because they give it like little thought seeds. I can just spread out all my thought seeds.
Well, and creativity too. The creativity of some of these are through the roof, and you just know
these people are funny. I've never been able to make a funny meme like that. So there's people out there who have true artistic ability to make a funny meme, and the original people who make them, like the SpongeBob, like the fist.
Yeah, where they find...
Or the I'm going to get out. All right, I'm going to head out. Like, dude, they should get money for that.
Where they decide to do it, especially when it's like that. Like, there's been so many iterations of SpongeBob memes, and when they just find a new one, when they find a new one to go with, is crazy, man.
Like, you think they're watching it, and then they're like,
this
moment right here.
I really don't know, man. Because that's what you're learning more now with memes. Like, a lot of people are watching stuff with subtitles, and that's where they're getting the perfect ones because they're getting that like little subtitle clip, and that's what makes them through the roof. That's just like why.
What if it's you? We watch anime. People have anime shirts on.
Yes, we do.
What if all these funny memes are coming from Japanese people watching our stuff? What American watches SpongeBob with subtitles?
Well, I mean, he didn't say, yeah, I'm going to head out. But, yeah, the good example, though. That's possibility, though.
They're all coming from foreign nations.
You do that? Yeah, I'm going to head out, bro.
I mean, but back to your question. Sorry, we got distracted. I mean, at the time, I think my consensus was that it was probably a good idea. But, you know, I don't remember the details. I'm sorry. But I remember at the time, after looking at it, I was like, you know, everyone's giving Trump a hard time. And, you know, this guy seems like a pretty bad guy. Are we supposed to just kill everybody we don't like? But these are questions that are, you know, deeper than World War III memes. You know, so there's the downside.
That's what I felt like. It's a little bit of, and I was just talking to someone about this today. It's confirmation bias, man. Like, everyone felt like Trump would start World War III. So when it was something that extreme, or at least like people that don't know, like I didn't know even how like the Iranian government is set up. So I don't really know where his rank was. I know what I was being told, which was that was a super bad thing. But I mean, like, you can't continue to be the U.S. and play this role of superpower, you know, without doing stuff like that. And honestly, like, I felt like if they did attack, right, they attacked our soldiers. Like, they did do something back. But I felt it kind of showed. And that's kind of with North Korea, too, where, like, people big them up like they're these scary, they could do all this stuff. But they were talking big shit.
They know who daddy is, bro.
They were talking big shit, though. And don't get me wrong, they might still be planning something. But, like, that, it fizzled down quick to, like, we little brothered them real quick. So
because they know, bro. They know who it is.
Like, bro, yeah.
They might have thrown a little temper tantrum, and then you hear like, "What'd you say?" Like, nothing, man. I didn't say nothing.
Exactly.
So that's how I.
That's like for the longest, everyone was like, "We're gonna get nuked by North Korea." Then we found out their missiles wouldn't make it far enough.
Bro, remember Trump calling Rocket Man, bro? That was a classic.
Like, you don't even have step 1 down yet, but yeah, man, it's. That was
a crazy time because people were talking about the draft.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the shit people were saying. Oh, memes, dude. Memes were the best.
So this is a meme review show.
Yeah, basically. How do you feel about memes? Let us know in the comments. Episode 1, memes.
But you guys got to remember, we have a lot of catching up to do. So we got a lot of memes to laugh at.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's pop up to something more current just to keep the people and this was on your. So we didn't choose these lists. We kind of randomized them. But this is something he's supposed to talk about. Entanglement.
Oh man, dude. So yeah, if you guys know, Jada.
If you know,
Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith had a situation this year. Man, and so all right, that shit was funny, man. Like that's some stuff women could get away with right there. Just like, even though I thought a lot of women, like not a lot of women fell for that. Like I feel like it was very universal that it was wrong. I think the issue to me is that it just seemed like she picked the wrong side dude. You know what I'm saying? Like she picked a young, immature dude. Because you see, and that was like the thing that came out of it. Everyone was talking about Will Smith. Like, we know he did this. We know he did that. Like, which was probably true. They showed some pictures like him and Margot that was like, oh, he for sure. He for sure.
They had a vibe.
You like, dude, the little photo booth where they were like lifting shirts up and stuff, and they were wasted. It was like, but he picked mature women who just didn't tell their business, and she picked a young dude. There were some stuff, and you know, I've talked to other people about this, and specifically my girlfriend about, you know, Jada being an older woman, getting introduced to a younger male from her child and knowing he was that way. And it was presented to us like she was a motherly figure to him, helping him out. And then when it became that, and then kind of he admitted it, and they kind of like pushed it like it was a lie until she had the talk. I didn't like that either. Like, you already took advantage. And like, if that was roles reversed, oh my God, Will would have got murdered.
Bro,
but
if it was Willow's friend who came around,
bruh, come on. If we're talking like that's just thinking that's like some Kylie Jenner stuff. Kylie Jenner's coming around. She's going through some like real, like we know she's going through some depression stuff, and you find out later like Will wasn't a fatherly figure. He was that. It's gonna be weird. But dude, for Will's legend to grow from being a victim. Oh man, like
because we all know he's the man, and there's always been those rumors in that for years. But yeah, bro, that's interesting that like men, like a similar, and I'm not saying it's right either way, but like, why do women never get the predator tag? Like, why can a woman do, whether it's teachers out here, you know, doing, they're not out there doing the Lord's work, bro. I'll tell you that. No,
Bree does not play that. She's very high on that. Like, nah, that's some predator shit. And I even joke about that. You know, like the teacher-student thing on the woman's side is like, you know, we joke about being a young male and how you feel about that type of thing. But it's still a predator mindset. You're not ready. You're not mature enough. And it is a lot because that, like, we find it cool. Like, it's so easy to take advantage of a young male who's like, you know, he's going to get these like kudo points that really mean not shit in life, but you think it's cool as a 15-year-old. And so it is. I mean, it's such a predator thing that they do it that way. But, bro, that entanglement, man, I'm telling you, all this shit and all this stuff we picked are probably better topics because of how funny everything around it was, you know?
Yeah, this is kind of, we're talking maybe a little more than we thought because we were going to do like a speed round, but like, this is kind of to jog your guys' memory as well. Like, dang, bro. I mean, this entanglement was a month ago, but some of these are old. Like, dang, I remember those days when I was really thinking, what am I going to do when the army shows up? Like,
yeah. And I mean, it's really like, that's some of these things is like, dude, that's so crazy to what we thought about that or how crazy we thought it was. And now we're all locked in our houses and not able to do anything. I mean, dude, that should be the new name of this podcast is What Else Is There to Do podcast.
Locked Up with Jules and Rich podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Not locked up in jail.
Yeah.
Just spending time with us
but
you got nothing else.
But they won't let us out, you know, word to Akon.
I'm locked up.
All right, I got one for you. IHOP turned to IHOB, and like legitimately though.
Bro, those were fire burgers. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll admit, bro, I've never had one, but like, was it worth it to change it? And are you the international house of burgers?
I mean, when I went and I got a nice burger, a lot of fries, and a drink for $9 or whatever, which you know I'm
deal friendly.
I'm deal friendly. Coupon user. Yeah. But I thought that was. I mean, they didn't change their business name to. That was a promotion, or was that a real thing? That was in my dark days.
I feel like, dude, so what I really feel like happened is it was legitimate till the feedback came. And so they just
They like kind of weaseled away from it a little bit. Like we're just gonna.
They're like, we're
back
going
out
back
of
to
this.
But they knew what it gave. Like, dude, I honestly thought this was shit. I thought I was going to be just going past a bunch of International House of Burgers. And it was funny because they introduced, like, IHOP first. And so you were like, what is it about to be? And it was damn burgers, man. That was hilarious, dude. That was awesome.
I went
but it was smart. It was smart, yeah. I mean, how many people probably hadn't visited IHOP since their grandma took them there?
Bro, that's my story. That's my life story you just said. So
and
I
they
think
win.
it's your turn.
What you got?
My brother stopped in.
Nice.
Everybody's here. Hey, everybody. We didn't notice. We have a new golden rule that somebody told me I'm not allowed to say shout outs to everybody anymore. This guy and our manager coming out here making up rules. Oh.
Never shaving. You guys aren't my boss. I'm my own boss.
You can't tell me what to do. We got the hog going.
What else you got?
Mustache.
But I am probably going to cut this thing
Can't
off
see
eventually.
But I was going to say we'll save this one for the last. We'll just have a moment of silence.
Well, there's two of them on there. Keep going. Yeah, that one too.
Oh dang! Oh,
that's probably the worst
one. We'll save both of them.
Yeah,
that's the Game of Thrones finale. We were there for that.
Oh man, so that's on your list. I thought I had it on mine. All right. So, yeah, I'll talk about that then. That shit was trash, dog. That shit was just trash. Them dudes are trash. Them two, D&D or whatever the hell their name is. Dave and Buster's, whatever the fucking dudes' names are. Dude, they're trash. That shit was trash. And it was funny, man. So, what did I watch? I watched the 7th season. I, caught up mid-7th season, I believe. And so me and
just
Julie,
to clarify, when you say caught up, you had never watched it.
I never watched it. Like, I knew it was good, and it was in my wheelhouse. But I don't know. I kind of like just sitting back. And, yeah, I got a couple things ruined that I won't say just in case someone's going to watch it later. Jon Snow doesn't actually die. But that like, there was a couple things ruined for me that I wasn't really tripping on, so I just kind of waited for them to come. But I remember, dude, in between that break, me and you were on the phone a lot talking about theories. We were, like, reading the books to get theories. We're saying how all this stuff's going to happen. Dude, I don't know how many times I talked about the Night King for him to just get murked.
Bro,
they did nothing.
My memory because I forgot we would spend time with, like, bro, we're talking like whiteboard, sticky notes.
If you've ever seen that like picture of Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he has all the stuff up and he's crazily, tacking stuff. I mean, we
had theories. Who's the Night King? Yeah. Who's the this? Who's the that?
Family
Where's
lineage?
When he finds out about this.
Oh,
bro,
man.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
We had so many theories. We could have made it better last season.
Undoubtedly.
It was, and for them, like, they did all of that for the Nike to not matter at all. Like, he just didn't, they just killed him, and there was nothing to this crazy story about how, like, this dude is going to make the longest winner of all time. And, dude, honestly, I thought that battle...
They him off first?
Yeah, I thought that battle being one episode was crazy. Then I heard they cut, like, a super long fight with him. Like, why do we need to see how his fighting skills? Like, because you hyped this man up for 7 whole seasons. Oh,
yeah, then the director's comments were funny, too, because I feel like it's when you get caught and you kind of know you might have slipped up a little bit and you got to cover your tracks. Like, no, we did the right thing, right? And then they
shortened the
overselling
seasons. Then you knew they were trying to get out of there to go do the Star Wars shit that they got fired from. Bum, bum, bums. Real bum. Dude. It is what it is, man. Like, it just seemed that way, too. It just seemed like her becoming mad like she did made sense, just not in the speed that they did it. The pace in which they turned her that way was dumb. It was so dumb. And then that final speech of who has a better story, every single person had a better story than fucking Braun the Broken. That was dumb.
That was dumb. That was horrible.
But them giving Arya that kill, man, my password for HBO at that time, which I don't have anymore, so go ahead and try it, was Arya's the best. Like, that's so her getting that kill, oh man. That
was beautiful. That was a beautiful moment.
That and dude just that shit was icy. I probably watched that shit like 30
How many
times.
kids are named Arya in 2019?
Oh, crazy. Yeah, a lot. Dude,
was that last year?
Yeah. Had to be, right?
Huh. Yeah, you're right. It was.
In my heart, it's still going on.
Bro, we're at 29 and a half minutes. We're going to have to pick our favorite
All right, let's
last
go.
two.
All right, let's. I'm about to run through some of these, but I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you the two biggest ones next, and then we'll go into more pop culture stuff. So Trump impeachment. What you got?
Bro,
House impeachment.
What a joke and a waste of time that whole thing was, bro. I remember.
Not because
like,
is it because you don't believe he did it, or just because you knew it wasn't gonna make it anywhere? Like, share your opinion there, because I'm gonna kind of share my opinion on it too. So, just like you.
I mean, here's the thing: if he, the story was quid pro quo, right? That was the story. Like he called, just to refresh everyone's mind.
That's what
correct me when I'm wrong, or you guys correct me when I'm wrong. He called the Ukraine guy and made a reference maybe towards an under the table deal. And
a couple months after Joe Biden announced.
Looking up dirt to truncate the rest of that line of reasoning. Did they have any? You jog my memory. I have a bad memory. Did they have any actual evidence?
Well, I guess we won't know because they never released the call, which is super weird, or the transcript. They released notes. People who were there, their notes as they remembered them from that time when they did it. And they redacted certain shit from that before putting it out. So there's some shit there. And they call it the that's what I don't like is they call it the transcript because it's not a transcript. But so that's what it is. We don't really know, but it's like he did basically admit it multiple times. The thing that's weird about it is it's one of those things that we know all politicians do. Like, that's not new.
Yeah, I guess that's my main thing. Like, if let's pretend he did it. Is it impeachable? I don't know, because we're about to probably or possibly elect Joe Biden, who's the subject of the investigation. So it's like, does anyone really care, or is it just another cloud?
But what about the fact that they had said, they looked into it already and they found that nothing was there?
Was that before? See, so moving forward, we're going to be talking about things live that I remember, and it'll be much more...
All right, but it was bullshit. I do agree that it was a waste of money. I mean, we waste money on a lot of dumb shit.
Bro, we waste more money.
Because it was so partisan and you just knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, it was so political. It was just like, let's do it so we could say it. So it happened. He got impeached in the House. That's all it was for, because when you knew, we knew very early on there was no way the Senate was going to do anything.
Bro,
so
but
why
that
waste
was another,
time?
That was like season 8 of Game of Thrones. People they have this secret plan. They're going to impeach him, which keeps him off the ballots in these states. Just people on the internet just making up these wild things. Then it happens, and that was almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
And what's happened since? It's been anyway. That's the real life version.
I just feel like no one looked at politics like themselves. And we'll get into this in later episodes, because I really feel, and I talk about this all the time, man. Like, people do not view themselves in reality. They view everyone else in reality and expect everyone to do shit that they themselves wouldn't do. And that's what I just think about. Like, this dude who could potentially beat me is going to run. Let me get some dirt on this dude while I have the advantage. Like, that's what you would do, man, especially the money that's in politics. Like, it's ignorant to say you win it. And that's the same with how people complain about him putting Jared and Ivanka and all them. And, like, dude, I'm hooking the homies up. The homies I trust, the family I trust, like, they're going in spots that they 100% don't deserve to be in or haven't earned. But and no one talks about the fact that most people hired in today's workforce have gotten that job as a referral of that job. I don't know the percentage, but I know it is a majority.
Yeah, in my life, it's a majority.
So that, to me, it's just like nepotism is a thing. It's a huge thing, but everyone holds people to standards they don't hold themselves to. Not saying it's a good idea, because that dude Jared is way the fuck over his head in the shit he does, but that's neither here nor there. But dude, him giving people jobs because they donate, that's what I'm talking about. You could buy a role in my administration easy, but I think it's on you. Let's make sure we're
sorry guys. Yeah, I love you guys.
But it's laughs. They're fun, and these topics are crazy.
All right, so we're going to hit my personal favorite one on this whole list, the R. Kelly.
Dude, yo. All right, so I guess we got to talk about two. So if you didn't know, Surviving R. Kelly was a Showtime or HBO, one of those stars, maybe even, documentary where it said everything about R. Kelly that basically, like, we had joked about for years, and that's the fucked up part, I would admit. I mean, it's just like not to go there in terms of, religion. I'm not trying to diss the religion. There's, like, been a known Catholic religion thing that they be touching little boys. And we just, like, Like, I don't know. It's like always been a joke from whatever I remember in my life. And so like just thinking of Dave Chappelle skits and like just knowing how bad he was and that we just didn't care because he made the Ignition remix and I Believe I Could Fly. You know what I'm saying? Like that. There was just such songs we weren't ready to give up, man. Like, did you listen to that Trapped in the Closet series? Like, we were always waiting for those next 5 to come out. And so, dude, but to have it presented to you in the way that it was and on that level, you couldn't help but react. It was super bad. But then he had that interview with Gail, and that shit was, dude, him popping up, I'm fighting for my life, man. Like, that shit was awesome. And same thing, the memes and the videos that came from that,
they were so good. But
I
say it every day probably.
But usually I'm super, like, I'm not like that. Like, I'm not one that's usually like, I'm not going to listen to that now or whatever. And like, it's hard for me not to listen to I Believe I Could Fly like that. I mean, we're talking Morning Sing, man. I've waited many a times through the Space Jam credits just to hear that song, man. I found out that the basketball player Eric Gordon from the Houston Rockets was in that movie from watching the credits.
I'm like, where's this man going with this?
He was actually Michael Jordan's son in that movie, and I learned that because he whooped Michael Jordan's son in high school, and it was tight. But in basketball, he didn't fight him. And so, yeah, man, I'm like skipping songs now. I had to, do something at some place, so or draw the line somewhere, and that's kind of just where I drew it. Like I'm fine, man, but I get a little sad when I'm like a tear drops when the Ignition remix comes on or something. So it is what it is. But R. Kelly, stop doing that weird ass shit.
I almost said rest in peace because I was like, I forgot
he's
that he's
dead
alive.
Because he's dead to me. He's dead to me now. So for real. But not rest in whatever you do when it's not peace. So yeah, I'll go here. Same thing. Let's keep it going with like really, really important. So I know what my next 2 will be for sure. So Jeffrey Epstein, man. The dude that killed himself.
A whole episode.
The dude that killed
himself. Did not.
The dude that did you see those? When like
shows?
People would like spell out like Jeffrey Epstein.
My favorite ones was when it would be something completely unrelated, like 10 best things about doing your own dishes. 10 life hacks or whatever. Then the last one's always Jeffrey Epstein.
Someone got me. I remember. So it was a UFC fight. It might even been Nate Diaz. So like Nate Diaz had lost to Jorge Masvidal, and it was because of that split. The doctor stopped it, and so the doctor had like tweeted. It was like, as the expert, I'm supposed to be the one to call these fights. I know that this isn't what the fans want, but this is just how it goes. And like this long tweet, and at the very long. So as the professional, I'm just gonna let you know. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. And I fell for that one. I was so mad because I was like, oh, he's going to give me some real shit. He gave me that. But, dude, there's no way. Like, come on, man. If you're just that blind, then you're chilling in that ignorance is bliss realm. And good for you, too. Like, I don't knock that. You want to be ignorant to everything going on. I feel that because, knowledge is just sad nowadays. The more you know, the sadder life is at this point. But
my main thing about that is for all the people who we're watching this live, maybe you will watch this in the future. If you don't believe in any conspiracy theory, none, you're by the book, skeptical of every conspiracy. If I would have told you 10 years ago, listen to me, there's this financier, he's rich, he has dirt on all these other rich people, he has an island, possibly affiliated with the CIA, we're not sure, and he gets all these young girls from around the planet. Bill Clinton's been with them, Bill Gates has been with them, Donald Trump gave him a shout out back in '99. Yeah, bro, it's dirt. Like people are disappearing. You be like, bro, Julian finally lost his marbles.
But
it's all real.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like if you just open your eyes, like, okay, there's possibly things going on. Because what would you say? How many people would have to be a part of that? How you know how many people? You know how many cops you'd have to pay off? Well, somehow he did it. So like if you look at that. And you are dismissive of any other conspiracy theory, I'm gonna pray for you. You gotta open your mind up because there is things. Well, dude,
happening. Especially when they're. Oh, we didn't even talk about this. This isn't even on the list. Like, when you look at how they're just openly releasing UFO videos now, they're just like, yeah, like you were a tinfoil cap wearing dudes 15 years ago talking about UFOs, let alone. You know.
But now the conspiracy theory is that they're dropping these fake UFO videos. to get us ready for the actual. I'm still up on my conspiracy theories. The Facebook stuff, I'm not. But the conspiracy world is saying they're dropping these fake UFO videos to get us ready because they're going to actually fake a UFO landing. And then that's what's going to, like, this COVID was like a test run. Like, oh, we can get them all to stay in their house. When the UFOs land, it's going to be cake.
No, I don't want UFO as like what it actually stands for, an unidentified flying object. I mean, I want one of them classic saucer shaped with the bubble on the top with some weird gray looking character in there. But
it's all going to be a hologram.
Don't forget your meat or else Zoe will steal it.
Oh, okay, I'll go grab it. Sorry.
Just in case you didn't hear that. Everyone remind Julian, don't let him forget his meat.
Yeah, I might have left some steaks out.
Yeah, man, that dude.
How do we get talking about UFOs? Oh yeah,
just like conspiracies. That dude didn't kill him.
Yeah, we'll come out. That'll come out, and we'll dive a little more deep.
Dude, and that's another one we didn't. That's not on the list too. It's just so crazy how like that type of stuff. It's so, and it is the news and how we take in news now. It's like news story week 1, and then just goes, and there's so much shit going on. It's crazy. But that's like, and this isn't on the list we meant to talk about. It's like that J.P. Morgan shit that was found with like all that coke on it, like kilos, and then like no one just talks about, like no one got in trouble for that. Like no one. How does no one
crazy,
get in
bro.
trouble?
It's crazy that we, like, as Americans, most of us, at least if you trust the internet, are at least skeptical that either someone who's really rich or someone involved in the government killed the citizen to keep him from telling them things, and we laugh about it. It's kind of dark.
Well, that's the problem, is we laugh about everything. Everything gets a joke, and it is, but it is because we're also getting desensitized because we're seeing so much negative stuff. I mean, you just look at the landscape now, and we'll probably talk about the landscape now later, but it's just, you're just seeing, like, you could see all this video. Like, I remember when you actually had to go to, like, these websites, you know, the dirty.com. That's where you had to, like, go look up stuff, you know, and, like, really view these weird websites to see it. And now it's just, like, if you're on Twitter, man, it's just popping up right in front of you when you don't want it, and you're just seeing annoying stuff, and, you know, people are eating bats, and we're having to stay in the house. It's weird, but that's the world we're living in. So let me see what I got for you. Oh, that was me home to you, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
What you got?
I accidentally deleted them all. 1 second.
Nice.
Here, we'll skip a couple. I know you want to talk about Hamilton, bro. I'm gonna have to put a timer on. This man is obsessed with Hamilton. You get 60 seconds to talk about Hamilton.
Borderline obsessed. Hamilton, if you haven't watched it, it's on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, go watch it. It's awesome. It's not. I told him this. Like, I am personally into musicals and that type of stuff. With my mom, I would watch a lot of singing shows. I'm into that, so I will give that heads up. But it's not what you think it is. Like, you think it's gonna be mad corny. It has fire hip hop in there. Like, dude, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he was writing bars. Like, there's bars in there. The songs are good. The story's good.
I'm gonna turn the AC off because it's hella loud.
Honestly, it got me more into colonial history. But if you haven't watched Hamilton, watch it. The tracks of it are hella good. The soundtrack's hella good. I listen to it all the time. Julian be hating, but it's really good. You should watch it. You'll enjoy it, and you'll be surprised, especially if you're like me or like most people, where you think it's gonna be super corny and like that corny, you know, hip hop. Or if you watch anime, you know how those hip hop guys, like, it's super weird and just corny. But it's not like that. It's really good, and you'll enjoy it. So you should watch it. And I do like it probably more than most people.
And it turned him into a history buff. You tell me about that?
But yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean, I researched a lot of colonial history. I probably read, you know, a couple hundred letters from some member of the founding fathers, and just seeing that on an individual level, our founding fathers were way smarter than we are. And not even founding fathers, just people back then. You just had to know how to do stuff. You had to know how to write. You know, like, almost everyone was learning other languages. I mean, outside of slaves, let me not forget that. That's one thing Hamilton does. I mean, obviously it's about that. It's not about, you know, the slavery aspect of it. But that's one of the beautiful things. It is all, for the most part, people of color. It's a very diverse cast. And so that kind of adds to it too. It gives you that, like, fresh vibe to colonial history, where you're so used to seeing these powdered wigs, you know, this super pale cast, and it's not that way. But it was good. Honestly, I'm pissed I haven't got to see it live. If the world opens back up and I get the chance to see it live, I honestly will go, because I thought it's awesome. and you should try to do it or try to watch it because it's really good. Julian, for you, I got the homie Jesse Smollett. My man almost got hung in the streets, bruh, in Chicago by white supremacists.
I want to reenact that whole thing. As soon
it's not
as
funny.
I
He
saw,
almost got hung in the streets by some white supremacists. If you don't know the story, Jesse
anyone who
Smollett,
believes
light-skinned
that,
dude from what's that show? What show was he on?
Power.
No, not Power. The other one. Taraji P is in that one. Empire, thank you. Yeah. So
sorry, guys.
Who wasn't even on Empire yet, right? He was starting out his Empire career.
I have no idea.
So yeah, go ahead. Talk about that.
Bro, as soon as I saw, when I read it,
Julian Smollett.
I was. I immediately was like, something doesn't add up about this story.
The white supremacists in Chicago, was that part of it?
I mean, there's that. Then there's just correct me if I'm wrong. When they got to the scene, he still had the thing around his neck.
I'm pretty
and he
sure
still had a Subway sandwich in his hand.
I don't know about Subway sandwich, but I'm pretty sure I read my man was in the police precinct with the news. I don't know if that's factual, and I honestly laughed too hard to go fact check it. But when I saw that, I was like, dog. But dog,
bro, if someone put a noose around my neck and beat me up, and then I go. It would be the first thing, bro, what if they come back and grab it and they're going to kill me with it? But not him, bro.
Well, have you seen that movie, Four Brothers? Where they put the belt around his neck with the plastic bag, and he even says that he was everyone goes for the belt instead of just poking the hole. Not even him, bro. There was no bag. He didn't even go for the rope. It was just the rope. He was like, no. But, dude, the fact that they ended up being two big, buff, black, Nigerian dudes.
That's crazy,
That shit was
bro.
comedy.
What's he doing now?
Honestly, dude, so I was just looking this up. So one of the prosecutors or the DAs just dropped that shit. They were like, we're not investigating him because at first they were investigating him for the false report. They just dropped it. Now they're investigating her. So they're investigating her. Why did you, clearly something was up here. It's why did you drop this? But he's saying he wasn't a part of it. And these random black Nigerian dudes threw on a MAGA hat. What this dude in the light that made them look like white supremacists, and maybe they had great accents, and I don't know, but I mean, and I think we even talked about that, on the first round of shows. There's so many stories like that are a disservice to the cause, and so when it is a debate of that type of stuff happening, when you're a star that big, that sets so many steps back into people who really go through shit. Because now you have to look at stories a lot different and a little more unbelievable when it's luckily that one from the jump was very skeptical for sure. But
all of you, I know somebody's either watching this or is about to watch it or will watch it in the future who shared something. This is what happens in Trump's America, blah, blah, blah. I'm afraid for my life.
Oh, for sure.
Slap yourself, bro.
And that's the problem, man. It's just we got to react right away. So when you see it's only in Trump's America is white supremacists running around Chicago.
Blatantly running around threatening.
No. And don't get me wrong. I knew my man wasn't living in Chicago, right? My man wasn't in South Side. He was probably in the good area, but just... bro, you could have told a better story than that.
Bro, that just goes to my piece that, this is the same guy. Before we would have discovered that he's... Sorry, I keep getting out of it, Frank. Before we knew he was just a lying fraud, if he would post political stuff, people would take him seriously.
Yeah.
For sure. If he
maybe I don't know.
I can't stand Trump did this.
I feel like this got him fans. I don't know how many fans he had.
I think you know what? That's a good
he was
point.
probably
I don't know how famous he.
Because I didn't know of him until this story. So and that's what I mean, bro. Bad publicity. But no, that's what I heard, that he was a newcomer to the show, so he wasn't even big yet. That's what even people were explaining who he was.
I thought he had been on it and they were firing him, and that's why he did.
That would make sense, man.
All right, anyway.
All right, what you got? Right, because I had Jesse on.
Hi, guys. Let's just dive into probably one of the most serious ones on here, bro. Are you ready? You know what I'm about to say.
Which one?
R.I.P.
Which one? Both of them?
Kobe.
Both of them? Oh, Kobe, man. All right. So if you don't know, everyone out here, I
If they turn
played
that AC on one more time,
basketball for most of my life. Probably, I would say besides like my family, my first love in this world is basketball. My older brother, a Laker fan, made me a Laker fan. Even growing up in
Bro, I'm gonna turn
Sacramento,
this off one more
I
time,
was a Laker fan, and so yeah, man, Kobe is a hero of mine, an idol of mine, and I've mentioned this to multiple people. Never really get crazy sad about celebrity deaths, just because, I mean, I've lost most, I've lost a lot of my family growing up as a kid, so celebrity deaths never really affect me. I don't really care enough about celebrities. I knew Kobe's would hurt me a little bit, but not to the way it did. Like, I was just getting texts left and right about Kobe passing, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't cry. I was
Yeah, you did,
bawling,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
I was bawling. Like, that shit hurt. And I think it was a little bit of the confusion too of like, why am I? This is what, like, this was a hero to me. Like, I've cheered this man on. I've been mad. I've been super sad of losing games. This dude brought 5 championships to a team that I have a crazy fandom for. And so, yeah, man, that hurt. And then you got the news like at midday, 3 p.m. that his daughter was on the plane. And so that, of course, hurt. And, RIP to all of them, everyone who was on the plane or on the helicopter. I'm sorry. So that just added to it too, especially one of the biggest videos at the time of Kobe was him and his daughter at a game, him like explaining the game to her. And you had seen he was taking her to like UConn games, which if you don't know, UConn's one of the best women basketball college teams of all time. They've been good consistently. And she was, she was going to do big things as a woman basketball player. So for me, it was just like a double hit. Like I bawled and I was super sad. And as I was finally like coming to terms with it, I found out that, and I just bawled again. And then if you were on the internet, you just watch videos after videos. But to me, that the community aspect of it is what helped me. Seeing a lot of people that I knew that just like shitted on Kobe for years, no one could say bad things, and that felt good. But honestly, I lost a superhero at that time. To me, January 26th, which is 5 days after my birthday, is a day that's going to sit with me, man, for a long time. That hurt a lot. That definitely hurt, like someone I knew personally. And yeah, that was a hero to me. And I mean, speaking of heroes, we could go into that one next. We just recently lost another hero, a real superhero as well, man. Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That one hurt because no one knew. Like, Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther, didn't even know. And that's like, most people say you kick cancer's ass when you don't die, right? Or when you go into remission. That, to me, what he did, he kicked cancer's ass. Like, he lived his purpose. He did, I think, 4 or 5 movies while not telling anyone. Not only did he do movies, he was showing up to appearances. He was just doing so much. And that goes to the internet side of what we talked about and like how toxic it could be. Like, people saw him skinny and they were just harping on him, not knowing he was fighting for his life. But man, Chadwick Boseman, like, why that one, hurt is representation is super important. That dude, what he gave to millions of black kids at the superhero realm, that dude. Chadwick, man, that's RIP, dude. That's awesome. That strength is just crazy. What you gave to us, we didn't deserve. We took it for granted, but it's cool. That's another same one, man. Just to see the love he got, the outpouring he got, and to hear the stories, just like Kobe's, man. Like, to hear the stuff that he kept hidden, where he just wanted to kind of be that hated character. He would do like things for kids or sign balls and do all this stuff, but he would always tell them as long as there's no PR. Because he just wanted to keep his persona. He didn't want to seem like a good dude. And, because that's not how you win championships. You got to be willing to be a dog. But, yeah, sorry, I kind of took both those.
Hey,
you got anything to say, man? That they both hit me pretty hard.
No. I think you summed it up. Mr. Emotions.
Dude, I was sad, dog. I was sad. But,
Well, we're at 54 minutes.
All right, so I'll let you talk. All right, yeah, let's at least try, at the very least, we'll end this soon. So let's both just do one. I'm gonna try to think. I'll just end it on a light one for you because I know you want to talk about these. So White Claws got popular while we were gone. So they got super popular. How do you feel
Are they
about?
still around?
They got to be, right? I mean, no, I read that there was like a a shortage because people were probably buying them left and right when they couldn't go anywhere. And you know them claws make you drop them draws. How do you feel about White Claws, man? You a fan?
I feel like when was, I guess towards the end of 2019 we were drinking them. You know,
Right.
somewhat regularly.
Even
I like
early,
them.
I feel like early even maybe.
3 minutes.
3 minutos.
Lost my train of thought. Yeah, we drank them. I was on a quest to try all the flavors, but then once I had tried them all, and I was like, these aren't very good. And I kind of moved on to.
Yeah, I was drinking them. I'm not gonna lie, I was just a hype beast with them.
No,
like,
we
just
we
being able to
that's what I
rhyme,
said, bro.
to
I
be
would want to
laughing.
get everyone.
All that shit was
with
funny.
claws.
But to me, I'm not really a seltzer dude. It just tastes like you're like drinking seltzer water, and you could kind of smell the fruit
I
near
wish I
you.
had some with me.
You know, like your boy's drinking a grapefruit over here, or eating a grapefruit, and you're trying to seltzer water.
Bro.
We'll be good, man. The AC's cool, pumping. We don't want them in there sweat boxing.
They're doing it on purpose, bro.
But yeah, that those it was cool. Those got popular, but yeah,
That was a
I haven't
good
drank
time.
one in a while, probably since we were all hanging out, you know, doing that type of stuff. What you got for your
All right,
last
for
one?
our final one. Damn,
Unless you wanna do-
we hit all the good ones.
Unless
you
you
want to talk about Baby Yoda? We got Baby Yoda, Pusha T,
oh man,
and
But
Beyonce at Coachella.
but
That's all we got left.
I got Avengers Endgame, the yodeling kid. My man Aziz had that little story come out. Meg the Stallion, she got popular. She got the knees of iron.
I never heard
She
of
be
her.
getting it in. You haven't seen Meg the Stallion? She always twerking all the time. She's a female rapper, like one of the biggest female rappers out right now. The whole hot girl summer thing from last year. You didn't witness any of that? Girls were being ratchet, super thirsty. Everyone was on the internet keeping scores. Hot girls versus hot boys. No, you missed all
None of
that.
that. Yeah.
You didn't see Tory Lanez shot her in the foot because she was trying to get away from him after
Nah.
she was complaining because he was spending too much time with Kylie Jenner. You ain't seen
No.
none of this.
None
So
of
you ain't
it.
watched none. So you didn't see that Cardi B Meg the Stallion video. You ain't never heard WAP.
No, I've heard that. Unfortunately,
What do you mean? It was a fire song. It's a
you're
bopper.
drunk, bro. What song,
That WAP song.
bro? Don't ever,
There's some hoes in this house.
bro. If you don't get that,
That
out
sample
here,
wasn't heat.
Nope.
Oh man, you. Was
I can't endorse that, bro.
That's fair. That's fair. It was still a bopper song. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not how great is our God. Like that song. Is
There we
fire.
go.
That's
I hate you.
And then lastly, I feel like we should end on this cancel culture, man. Lastly,
Well, so that's going to be something that'll
a full
permeate
show.
through our whole.
All right, yeah.
Stuff.
All right, cool. We'll talk about that more. I feel like that's a good spot to end. You guys let us ramble on forever.
Yeah, man. So we're
definitely didn't plan
Just
on being
first
an
of all,
hour.
forgive us. We thought it was going to be 30 quick minutes. We're going to do a speed round. We got to knock the dust off.
But
So
we
those
talked
you guys
about
that
we
hung
talked
with
about
us,
memes for 30 minutes, so we
Yeah.
had to get the other stuff. in.
Now we've caught up on 3 years of memes. From here forward, we'll probably have a little more structure. We're going to do pre-recorded videos, probably more topic-based. If you guys want to hear about anything or you see anything, the Jules&Rich page, shoot him a DM. Don't DM, because we don't really log into it. Post a comment. We'll probably see it that way.
You can message, just message. You
Just
can
do
message us.
whatever you want.
We'll at least view it before it's time for the show.
Yeah, we're excited, man. I hope if you guys have any feedback, give it to us. Next time we'll be inside, I promise. I got a new webcam on the way that has a mic. We got a 4K camera. We are going to have a studio on the farm.
Out on the farm.
Did I already tell him I got a farm?
Nah, we'll
I
talk
live on
about
a
that
farm now,
later.
that's later. But
I'll send you
yeah,
his
we love
address so you guys can
I'm
all
glad.
pop up on him and fight him if you want.
Any parting words?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for coming again, and we look forward to seeing you more regularly.
Shout out to AJ, Dakota, Marta, RG, Ryan, Chris.
No shout outs. We out of here. Peace, you guys. We love you guys. See you guys next week.